Hi, welcome to my channel, Maria Hearts Yarn. Today we're going to be crocheting this medium-sized dog sweater. So we're going to be starting with a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. We have number 4 medium weight yarn. I'm using soft navy, green, and white for the sweater, but you can choose whatever colors you would like. So to begin, we're going to begin with a slip knot. And we're going to chain 39. Okay, and in the second chain from the hook, we are going to half double crochet. And then we are going to do 1 half double crochet into each stitch across, making a total of 38 half double crochets. Alright, we're about to finish row number 1. So for rows 2 and 3, we're going to do 1 half double crochet into each stitch across. So this is the end of row 1. We're going to chain 1, turn, and work 1 half double crochet into each stitch across, totaling in 38 half double crochets. And I'll meet you guys back here when I am done with row number 3. Just doing my last half double crochets of row number 3. Alright, so again, we're going to chain 1, turn our work. We're going to work 2 half double crochets in the first stitch. Then we're going to work 1 half double crochet in each of the stitches until we meet our last stitch. In the last stitch, we are going to do 2 half double crochets. So let me say that one more time. So in the first stitch, we're going to do 2 half double crochets. We're going to do 1 half double crochets in all of the stitches until the very last stitch. Then we'll do 2 half double crochets. So here we are. So 2 half double crochets in this last stitch. So I'm sure you're wondering at this point when I am going to change the color of my yarn, since I'm going to do this sweater in 3 different colors. Since this is a medium-sized sweater, I do 6 rows of blue, then I'll do 2 rows of white, then I'll do 6 rows of green. So I actually have 2 more rows since we're on, this was row number 4. So I have 2 more rows, and then I am going to switch the color of my yarn. Now if this was a small sweater, which I do have a video for the size small dog sweater, also an extra small, in that I would have changed my yarn color at this point. But this is a medium size, so I'm going to keep on going. But of course, you can change your colors whenever you would like for whatever colors you would like. So I just started on row number 5. I chained 1 and I'm just doing 1 half double crochet into each stitch across. We are going to do this for rows 5 and row 6. And I'll just meet you guys back here when I am almost done with row number 6. Alright, I've reached the end, so I'm just going to cut the blue yarn. I'm going to then join my white yarn, chain 1, turn my work. Now we're on row number 7 right now, so for row number 7 we are going to do 2 half double crochets in the first stitch and 1 half double crochet into each stitch until we meet our last stitch, and we will also do 2 half double crochets in our last stitch. So here's 2 half double crochets and then 1 half double crochet into each stitch until we meet that final stitch. And as you see here, I save myself a lot of time by working over the yarn like this instead of having to at the end pull out the needle and weave in all the yarn at the very end. You can choose to do it this way, or if you like to do it the other way, do whatever you prefer. So as you see, I keep on pulling that yarn really tight. So if you can see here, it's sticking out. However, when we do this, it lays perfect. So there's what it looks like, and hopefully that'll help you decide if you want to do it that way and save yourself time in the end, or if you want to test it out and see if you like to weave them in at the end or beforehand. Using 3 different yarn colors, I was spending so much time with all the different yarn colors of weaving them in that once I found that technique, that's what was best for me with the time that I didn't have for just weaving in all the separate pieces of yarn individually. Okay, so we're almost to the end here. Okay, so then 2 half double crochets in this last stitch. So now we will have a total of 42 half double crochets. We are no longer going to make this dog sweater any wider than it is right now. This is the maximum of increasing our stitches at this point. So from here on out, we are going to have 42 half double crochets. So for this row here, I am just doing, 1 half double crochet into each. And like I said before, the white yarn, I do 2 rows of the white yarn. So after this row, I am then going to switch to my color green, which I apologize for these colors that I'm using. This was actually an Etsy order that I need to make and ship out, and I've had a lot of requests for the medium-sized dog sweater to be made. So thank you for joining me on me making a customer's Etsy order. I'm just going to walk you guys through with me of changing to the green yarn, and then after that we will meet back up once I meet row number 15. Okay, so I reached the end, and when I join the yarn, I do it before I do my chain. So I finish the half double crochet. At this point I would usually do my chain, but that's when I add the green in. And I do it this way. I have found that this makes the best straight lines on the edge of the sweater. And I really like doing it this way, but there's many ways that you can switch your yarn color. It just all depends on what works best for you, and that's what's awesome about crocheting and making your own stuff, is you find out what works for you and you can do it that way, and everybody has their own ways of doing things. So with once you do switch the yarn color, you really want to be sure to hold the bottom of the stitch here and pull really tight, because if you don't pull tight, it'll look loose, which once we're done with the whole sweater, we're going to go back and we're going to make a border around these stitches so it'll hide that. However, it is best, and it will give you the best look if you make sure that it's your two yarns that you combined there. It will look best if you pull those as tight as possible. Alright, so I am going to keep on going with 1 half double crochet into each stitch. I'm going to do this until the end of row 15. And at row 15, I will meet you back here, and that's when we are going to close up the bottom of this dog sweater. We're making right now, it's going to come out looking like a V, and that's going to allow male dogs to be able to use the bathroom while they're wearing this dog sweater. So I'll meet you back here when I'm almost complete with row number 15. Right now, I just did my final half double crochet. So here was our 42 half double crochets. So then we're going to fold the dog sweater over. So when we do this, we're going to find our first half double crochet here, and we're going to, really quick here, so I did my last half double crochet. I have not slip stitched, chain, anything. I'm going to then insert my hook into this first half double crochet. I am now going to pull my yarn through to do a slip stitch and chain 1. Now we're going to turn our work over, and we are going to work into this first half double crochet here, and we're going to do 1 half double crochet into each stitch around, equaling 42 half double crochets. And I'll meet you guys back here once I am completed with this row. And just to remember that right now I'm on row number 15 right now. Okay, so I'll meet you back here when I'm done with this. Slip stitch to that first half double crochet. I am not going to chain because I'm going to switch over to my blue yarn. Now I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and then again we'll do half double crochet, 42 stitches around. So I used to do all of my dog sweaters where I would have an exact amount of rows until I get to my leg holes, because here's the bottom of the sweater, here's our opening for the male dogs, and then of course up here we're gonna have some leg holes, and then that'll go to the collar. So I used to just say, okay, up until row number 20 we're gonna add the leg holes. Well, now what I do, because every yarn is a little bit different, and every time that you crochet it can vary here and there depending on how tight you're crocheting or whatnot. So what I do is, the total length of my medium dog sweater is 16 inches long. So I know that my collar is 4 inches. So what I'm going to do is subtract 4 inches from 16, which will be 12 inches. So I place this at the bottom of the sweater and I measure up to 12 inches. So what I'm going to do is keep this tape measure close, and I'm going to do half double crochet 42 around until I reach 12 inches. Once I reach 12 inches, I will meet you guys back here and I will show you guys how we add the leg holes. I will also tell you guys exactly how many rows it was until I got to 12 inches, just in case you want to just go off of that, in case you don't have something to measure with at this moment and you just want to try what I'm doing here. So again, we will slip stitch, chain 1, do 1 half double crochet in each stitch across, totaling 42 half double crochets all the way around. And I'll meet you guys back here once I reach 12 inches from the bottom of my sweater to where the leg holes are going to be. So we've reached our 12 inches. For the 12 inches, this has been 23 rows. So now I'm just going to undo this because honestly I thought that I was going to have to do a couple more rows. So I did my last half double crochet here. This is row 23. Slip stitch, chain 1, turn our work. Now we are going to add the leg holes. So what we are going to do is do 3 half double crochets. So 1 half double crochet in the first stitch, 1 half double crochet in the second stitch, and 1 half double crochet in the third stitch. And then we are going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then don't forget to yarn over. We are going to skip 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in our 9th stitch, we are going to insert our hook, and then we are going to do a half double crochet. So that's going to count as number 1. So we are going to do 20 half double crochets. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 18, 19, 20. We're going to chain 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And do your yarn over to get that ready for when you do your half double crochet into the next stitch. So we're going to skip 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to insert into the next stitch, and that'll be our first half double crochet, our second half double crochet, and then a third half double crochet. And then we are going to find our first half double crochet. We will do a slip stitch. I need to change out my yarn color really quick. Okay, then we are going to chain 1, turn our work. We are going to do 1 half double crochet into each stitch around, totaling in 42 half double crochets. So we did 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and then this fourth one gets a little tricky. So there's really 4 different loops here. We have this front loop, we have the second loop, and then if we turn, we have a third loop here. So what I do is I will put this into this second hoop here. So it's only through 1 here. And when we finish this, we are going to do a row of half double crochets around this leg hole. And when we get to that, by only putting this stitch into this 1 loop here, it sets us up with a really good foundation chain when we make our half double crochets around here later. And then the next one, we are just going to go into the next chain there. And then for the rest of the stitches, it is completely normal until, again, we reach that same stitch on this other leg hole. And if you weren't understanding exactly what hole I'm talking about, you don't have to do it right in that stitch. It's just what I've learned is best for me. And you may do it in 2 of them and like it just the way you like it, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. So I'm going to meet you guys back here when I am done with this row. And again, we are just doing 1 half double crochet into each stitch around, and that is going to total in 42 half double crochets around. Okay, so I just finished my 42nd half double crochet. Slip stitch, chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. However, before I chain and turn my work, what we do here is, so here's our leg hole. We are going to do 42 half double crochet around. We're going to do that for 3 rows. So this is row number 1. So we're going to do this for 2 more rows, and then I'm going to meet you guys back here, and we are then going to do a decrease row so that around your dog's neck it is a little bit more snug there, and it will fit them better than being a little bit more loose. So yeah, we'll do this row that I'm working on now and 1 more row, and then I'll meet you guys back here. Slip stitch, chain 1, turn our work. Okay, so now this is our decrease row. For this, we are going to do, in the first and second stitch, we're going to do half double crochet 2 together. Just in case you don't know what half double crochet 2 together is, I am going to do a quick walkthrough of what that stitch is. If this explanation isn't well enough for you, then YouTube has great video tutorials of this stitch in a much slower speed than what I'm doing. So you do your regular yarn over, insert into that first stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over again. So now we are going to have 4 pieces of yarn on our hook, insert into that second, pull up another loop. Now we have 5 loops on our hook. We are going to yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. So that is how you do half double crochet 2 together. We are now going to do 1 half double crochet in the next 8 stitches. Okay, and now we are going to do another half double crochet 2 together. So again, yarn over, insert into that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over your hook again, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop. We have 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops. And now we are going to do 1 half double crochet into each of the next 8 stitches. Alright, and if you can guess, we are going to do half double crochet 2 together, and then again we will do 1 half double crochet in each of the next 8 stitches. Alright, half double crochet 2 together, 1 half double crochet in each of the next 8 stitches. And actually, I forgot, I just changed this pattern. So on this last one, it's actually going to be the 10 stitches, because there's 10 stitches left. And then we will slip stitch, chain 1. I just did my final half double crochet, slip stitch, chain 1, turn my work. So for this row, we're going to be doing, now for the collar, it's going to have texture around the collar. So for the first one, we're going to do half double crochet in the first stitch, and then we're going to do a front post double crochet. So we're going to do our yarn over, and this is the second post here, so between the 2 stitches. Some people do it down here, oops, down here, but I personally like to do it right here. So we have, this is our first stitch, so half double crochet and then front post double crochet into this. So for front post double crochet, we yarn over, we have 3 loops, and just like any other double crochet, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. Now we're going to do another half double crochet. So for that, we're going to go right into this next stitch after. So here's our front post double crochet, and then we're going to do our half double crochet right here. And then in the next one, we're going to do another front post double crochet. That's going to go around this. And then our half double crochet. And we're going to continue doing this pattern all the way around. So the last front post, we're always going to end on a front post double crochet, so that'll be in the last stitch here. And then we will slip stitch to our first half double crochet. So from here on out, we are not going to turn our work, because as you see, it's leaving a texture here, and if we turned our work, then we would only have the texture on every other row. So now we just do the same thing in the first, so chain 1 in the first stitch, half double crochet, and then now here was our front post double crochet from the previous row. So now we're going to wrap around that post there, and then again right after is where we put our half double crochet. And then here's our next front post. So if you see here, the half double crochet is in the stitch here, where the front post is a little bit farther down. So if you're having a hard time of figuring out which is which, that is maybe a little way to help you notice a little bit better there. So we are going to do this around, and we are going to do this for this row and then one more row, and I'll meet you guys back here after we do that. So we'll have a total of 3 rows of this half double crochet, and then in the next stitch front post double crochet. Row, we did a slip stitch. We're going to chain 1, and we do front post double crochet all the way around. So I yarned over, and then you're going to go around each of the posts. So this was our half double crochet from the previous row. And then here is the next post. And then here is the next post. So we're going to do this all the way around. And really quick, I want to let you guys know that usually I would have, because this here, I would have changed to white yarn a couple rows ago. However, I didn't want to end with the white. I just continued with having a little bit longer with the green here. So all the way around, we will do the front post double crochet here. And sorry about the little voice in the back, of course, where Mommy is videoing, we have to play. So hopefully that doesn't agitate anybody, but here I am working at home with my kids. Making a dog sweater.
No, I made a design. Somebody made the design.
Yeah, somebody did. Okay, so I'm just going to continue this all the way around, and then I will meet you guys back here. After this, I'm going to cut my yarn, and we are then going to work on the leg holes and going around that V shape at the bottom of the sweater there. So I'll meet you guys back here once I am done with this row. Okay, so I just cut this, pull this on through, and then I weave it back through here, and then that way it's just quick and easy when I flip my sweater inside out to weave in all the ends. So here is the nice ribbed of the front post double crochets. It just adds that more of a sweater look to it. Cozy, nice and cozy. Okay, so we're gonna start on the leg holes. And so what we're gonna do here is you can start anywhere you want around the hole for your joining yarn. I tend to like to do it just a couple stitches in around this corner here. So let's add our white yarn with a slip stitch, and I'm going to half double crochet all the way around here. And again, I weave in crochet right over top of the tail, the yarn tail there. Okay, and then working around the side here. So just there are stitches in here. 1 minute, baby, okay? Hey, I'll cut your orange in just a second. Sierra, please stop. And then right along the top here, again, so, oops, sorry. So right in here. And for the other leg hole, I'm gonna do the same exact thing, so I will not walk you guys through that side. Okay, so there's our last half double crochet there, and then we are going to slip stitch to our first half double crochet, if I can get my hook in there, and then cut our yarn, and again I pull it back through. Okay, I am going to pause the video here. I'm going to go and cut this child's orange. I'm going to then do the other leg hole. So this is an optional step. I definitely like what it looks like with this, especially when you put this on your dog. It adds like a little bit of a sleeve for them, and you can do more rows if you wanted to here. Very easy, just continuing crocheting right around. So yeah, I'll meet you guys back here. I'm going to do this other leg hole here. You do the same exact thing for both of them, and I'll see you guys when I'm done. Okay, so there's both of the leg holes there. Now we're going to crochet around the V here to make just the stitches look better. You can of course keep it like this, but I choose not to. So for this, I use navy blue yarn. So I always start this close to the navy blue color down here, whatever color you're using. That way when we go to weave in the end later on, you're not weaving it in to the green or the white and it's showing through. So for this, I just join with the slip stitch, and then I do 1 single crochet around, except for in the 2 corners here. So at this corner, I do 2 single crochets, and at this corner, I do 2 single crochets, just to make that turn a little better. So, yep, just do 1 single crochet all the way around, and then we will then be on to weaving our ends in. So I will meet you guys back here when I am done with 1 single crochet all the way around the bottom of my sweater. Okay, so all done. Now turn the sweater inside out. And with the needle, I like to use this kind of needle. With this point here, it is very easy to poke into the yarn and make it secure very well. So with this, just weave it in, go back the other way, maybe go down here. And cut it. And then, since we only have 4 strands of yarn to cut, makes it pretty easy, so I'm going to do these 3. Our end product. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.